I want to spend a little time talking about the lease being negotiated right now for a new Bills stadium in Orchard Park. We know that the price tag is about $1.4 billion. It includes $850 million of taxpayer money. But how strong of a lease is being worked out, and does it really keep the Bills here in Western New York for decades to come? Joining us live right now in studio is Jim Heaney with our partners at Investigative Post. He is the editor there. So Jim, you wrote this column that was published this morning because I don't want to put words in your mouth, but I think you believe there's this misconception out there that there is a, quote, ironclad lease that no matter what happens keeps the team here for a long time. Why is that misconception out there? Why is that wrong?
Well, it's because that's what politicians have put out there. The reality is that the team can break the lease at will if they're willing in the first 15 years to pay back the public investment, the state and the county money. And after 15 years, that amount of money goes steadily down until almost nothing the final year. So it's simply not true that it's an ironclad lease. I characterize it in the column as it's more of a speed bump than it is a roadblock.
So you talk about $850 million. It is a lot of money, and somebody might look at this and say, all right, well, for the first 15 years, who would come in, say you get a new owner and want to move the team somewhere, who's going to pay $850 million back to the state of New York and Erie County? But with the dollar figures going the way they are right now in terms of the value of NFL teams, that might be a drop in the bucket, right?
Yeah, the bill when the Pegulas bought the Bills in 2014, they paid $1.4 billion. The latest estimates is the team's worth $3.4 billion. 5-10 years from now, that team could be worth $6, $7, $8, $9, $10 billion. And if an out-of-town owner, I question whether there's anybody in Buffalo with that kind of money to buy the team. It may very well go to an out-of-town owner, and if they've dropped, $8 to $10 billion on a team, another $1 billion or so to break the lease doesn't seem like a huge penalty. And the league has a history of allowing franchises to move.
I think a lot of people watching right now will think about how fortunate we were that Terry Pegula came in and bought the team and kept him here, because it feels like we just went through this with the passing of Ralph Wilson and worried that the team would move. All the focus right now is on this potential Super Bowl run. But when you look kind of big picture at this, Terry Pegula is now in his 70s. We don't have a lot of information about the health of his wife, Kim Pegula, but we know that she suffered some serious health issues. And so how does that kind of factor into this potential that they might not have the team forever, and we might have to go through this potential sale at some point? Yeah,
well, as you note, Terry Pegula is in his 70s. He could pass the team along to his wife and she would not have to pay an inheritance tax. But there's, she suffered some type of a serious health issue back in June and has not been involved with the team at all. It raises questions about, what kind of shape is she in, and would she be at all able to carry on, in the future? And so I think it behooves our public officials who are negotiating this contract to find out what is the succession plan, what is the true status of the Pegula's health, and is there a better, more ironclad deal that could be put in place? Because right now, if people think this ties the Bills to Buffalo for 30 years, they're sadly mistaken.
You can read Jim's full column at investigativepost.org tonight. Jim will be following this as they still have some final paperwork to sign. We'll see what happens. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks, Michael.